On a recent trip teaching it, so I've spent most of this year on the road teaching already, and on one of my recent trips, somebody asked me, how is solution-focused brief therapy different from the problem-focused approaches? And it got me to thinking. We got into a discussion, me and the group got into a discussion about exactly what it is that makes solution-focused brief therapy different from all of the other approaches. Now, of course, this is not the first time I've been asked that question. In fact, that's one of the most common questions that I got asked. But as a result of the conversation and the discussion that I had with the group, I realized something that, and I think it was kind of discussed and explained with this particular group differently than it had been discussed with groups previously. And I think solution-focused brief therapy is different from the immediate assumption of why the client is in the room for the therapist. So, for example, even though it might have been a problem that triggered the client to come into your office, our assumption is the client is in your office because they want something. And as a result of having that different assumption, assuming that the client is in your office because they want something versus assuming that the client is in your office because of a problem, it sends your conversation in a very different direction. So, for example, and let me give you an example that has nothing to do with therapy to kind of make this point. So if I break my leg, if I fall down, I have a skiing accident or a biking accident or whatever, and I break my leg, do I go to the doctor because I have a broken leg, or do I go to the doctor because I have hope to be able to effectively walk again in the future? Like, do you see the difference? I would rather see a doctor who's going to treat my ability to walk effectively again in the future versus a doctor that's just treating my broken leg. And in solution-focused brief therapy, we talk to the version of the client that hopes to be able to walk effectively again in the future. And I think that's the most fundamental difference, and it immediately sets this approach apart from other problem-focused approaches and opens up more possibilities and opens up more avenues for change and opens up more opportunities to have conversations about success. Because if I go see a doctor who's going to talk to me about developing my ability to walk effectively again in the future, then actually what gets solved is more than just my broken leg, because that's going to encompass holistically all of the things that are going to get me going towards walking effectively. And that is the hope for a solution-focused conversation, that we want to do much more than just solve the problem. We want to transform the situation to movement towards client success. It's not just about casting and fixing the broken leg and sending out the client on their way. It's about a much more deep and profound change where everything is moving towards effectively learning to walk and be successful again. And I know that's like a basic explanation, but I did want to make this video to make clear that solution-focused brief therapy is different from the moment the client comes into the office, because we are talking to the version of the client that is hope for walking again, and not just the problem, not just solving a problem, not just there because of a problem. They're there with hope for something different. So I hope you like this video. Please like it and share it, and never forget, you're just one question away from making a difference in someone's life.